everyone, this is Felicia with The Book is Done. It has been a minute, oh my goodness, but life. I normally give like the books that I've read over the course of the month. In July, just from June all the way up to this point, it's been crazy busy. And then it was my twin's birthday at the end of last month. School started last week. Here it is, August 17th. It's crazy, but wanted to jump right into it. So, first book I'm going to talk about, Dean Koontz, The Funhouse. Let me tell you something. This was the very first book that I read of his, and it took me, it took me a minute. This came in 2001. No, I guess originally first came out in 1994, but I guess mass market paperback came out in 2001. So this book is almost 30 years old, y'all. I came across that book because someone in a book group that I'm in had made the reference. They had put a post, what's the scariest book that you've ever read? Like just flat out scared. So a lot of people had said The Funhouse. So I was just like, okay, check it out. Nothing like a good scare, right? So got the book, and it's interesting. It's very interesting. Obviously, I'm late to the Dean Koontz party because now I can't stop reading Dean Koontz. It's bad, but we'll talk about that in a few. So The Funhouse. I'm going to start getting more and more detailed in these book reviews because it's just so much that's entailed in the book, but I don't want to give it away because I want you to go read it and then come back and give me a feedback. So the Funhouse is set, of course, the Funhouse like you would think, or one might think, carnival setting. So this young girl has to be like 17, 18. Her name is Ellen. She decides like her life at home was just super bad. She wanted to get away, so she ran away and joined a carnival. So in the midst of joining a carnival, she meets this man named Conrad. He's like 20, and he's part of the carnival. Not to say he runs it, but he's part of the carnival. So they get married super young, and then she finds out that she's pregnant. So the book starts out saying how Ellen is taking care of their baby, and that the baby is just of the devil. Legit, it says that the baby is of the devil. The baby is extremely deformed. She cannot stand the baby. She hates the baby, like literally hates the baby. And in my mind, the counselor in me, I'm just like, okay, she has a severe case of like postpartum depression, borderline postpartum psychosis, like, and that's nothing to play around with either one. So she goes on to say that she can't stand this baby. She hates this baby. Conrad is somewhere. I think they're either closing up the fair or doing something, but he's not in the trailer because, of course, they're part of the fair. They travel in trailers. So she's in a trailer with this baby. This baby has to be anywhere between like 15 to 18. No, maybe about a year old. I don't even want to say that. Like, I want to say the baby is like an infant. Maybe between like 6 months to 12 months old. And from what she said, the baby is just extremely deformed. Extremely deformed. She can't even look at him. The baby disgusts her. Like, she goes on and on and on. She kills the baby. She started drinking alcohol. Of course, it has spoilers. Oh, sorry, trigger warning. So, for those who are familiar, excuse me, here in my eye. For those who are familiar with Dean Koontz books, I would say from what I've noticed, at least 80 to 85% of his books are like mystery. I wouldn't say horror, but some of it can be like legit gory. And so this one was all of that. It was some triggers of physical abuse, alcohol abuse, definitely a lot of sexual assault. I was kind of about that because I'm not one for sexual assault. But it is a good part of the book where it deals with sexual assault. So, triggers. So going back, uh, she starts drinking alcohol. Ellen starts drinking alcohol because she said that she has to kill her baby, but she can't do it with a sane mind. She has to be in the mindset with the influence of alcohol so that she can do what she need to do to get rid of the evil in the world. That's what she said to the baby. So she, I want to say it's vodka or whiskey or something, but she's drinking, and I want to say that she suffocates the baby, like legit kills the baby. And so, because she was like, he kept crying, and she was just like, okay, just shut up. Just, it was tough to read. And this is like the book starting out. So, Comrade, she kills the baby. Comrade, her husband, comes in. He's like, what have you done? This is the only child of his. And again, they're young. She's like 17, he's like 20. So, it's his namesake. So he's like, what did you do? What did you do? And he was like, I will find you and I will kill you. Like, she ends up leaving because she didn't want to be married anymore. She didn't want to have any parts of it anymore. She felt like she had a future. So she leaves. And Comrade vows, he's like, I will find you. And when you have children, I will find your children and I will bring them the same amount of pain that you brought me. And so I was just like, oh Lord, what is going on? So fast forward, about 20 years later, she remarries, and she has a daughter by the name of Amy, and she has a son named Joey. So Amy is like 17 years old, senior in high school, going into senior high school. And then Joey is like 10 or 11. So, again, this is the book starting out. Amy is pregnant. It's just like, holy smokes, what is happening? Where is Comrade? That's what I'm thinking. So, her mom turned into like this devout Catholic, religious person. Nothing wrong with that, but it's just a book. So she becomes super religious, say your prayers, go to mass, you go to confession, and you do what you're supposed to do, or you will go to hell type thing. So the kids, especially her daughter, is just like, I'm over it. Like, you keep saying this, and this. Like, she's scared of her mom. Amy is legit scared of her mom. Joey, on the other hand, it's like they both miss the love. They know that their mother loves them, but at the same point in time, it's different. It's the difference between knowing that someone loves you and then feeling like someone loves you. They know that their mother loves them, but they don't feel like their mother loves them because like she does different things and she's just so, make sure you do this, make sure you do that, or you're going to go to hell. And, make sure you go to church on Sundays or mass. Make sure you, say your prayers, say your scriptures, read your Bible. And so, again, it's nothing wrong with that. But that's how it is in the book. So I was just like, oh, snap. Okay. So Amy is pregnant. Amy works in this diner part-time, just to get her money up so that she can go to school. So, she realizes that it was this boy, I want to say it was on the football team. She gave her virginity to this boy. She tells him that he's pregnant. He's like, you can't do this to me. He ends up abandoning her. Deadbeat all day. That's just me. So he leaves her. She's just like, okay, well, I have to do something. I can't have this baby. My mom is going to kill me. Not her dad, because her parents are married. Ellen is, again, married. She's remarried. So, the ex-boyfriend is just like, well, I can't give you any money because you're going to ruin my life. I want to go and do this. I plan on moving to California and living my whole life. You can't have this baby. But he doesn't want any parts of it. So he legit drops her off at home, leaves her. So she's just like, I have to figure out something. She has these plans. So she goes to this diner that she works at. She tells this woman, I think her name is Lisa, kind of her best friend, tells her everything. She's like, honey, you need to get an abortion in the book. So I was just like, oh goodness, okay, abortion is another trigger. Sorry about that. This book is full of triggers, man, full. So, Joey, when Joey goes to sleep, From what they said early on, although Ellen, excuse me, is like this devout Catholic person, she drinks liquor all day. Like she drinks to get drunk, and she is dumb drunk. So if not every night, it's like every other night, she'll go into Joey's room and she will call him. She will say that he's evil, and like she's drunk. She doesn't really, she's thinking that Joey is asleep. So she is like in this whole drunken stupor type thing. She says, I hope that you don't turn out evil, like, such and such. And I'm sorry, I cannot remember the baby's name, but she calls Joey the baby who she killed name. She was like, I hope you don't turn evil, like your brother, and or no, like the baby's name. They didn't know. Joey and Amy didn't know that they had another sibling. Like they had no idea. So Joey is like freaked out. Like she doesn't think, like he believes that she knows, excuse me, that he is sleeping, but he is up every single time because it just gets crazy. Like she rubs his hair and she's just like, please don't turn out like that evil child. He was of Satan. Ooh. So that's the foundation for that. Conrad is still in the circus. He's not running the entire circus, but he runs a really big like tent, if you will, really big attraction in the circus. Kind of like the super weird attraction, different individuals who are like disfigured and things of that nature, like people who have three eyes type thing, two heads. So I cannot remember the name of that, but in the middle of the tent is this baby that is in a glass jar filled with water. He preserved his son, the baby son's body. And so he has this whole setup. It's a fortune teller who used to be his wife, his second wife. And then they had a son who, and you don't find out about this towards like the middle of the book, but they have a son who's part of the circus. He's like, late teens, early 20s, excuse me, but he's part of the circus. And although she's not a real fortune teller, Conrad has her to like make sure that she gets information on all these kids with every town that they go to make sure that they aren't Ellen's kids. So lo and behold, they get close to Ellen's town. Joey is fed up. Joey was like, I'm tired of not, having any attention because Amy ends up getting an abortion. And so her mom ends up taking her. She couldn't even believe it. Her mom beat the mess out of her, like legit physical abuse part. She told her mom that she was pregnant because she couldn't tell her dad. Her dad was he's like a non-factor in all of this. It's just really the mom. He's present. He's in the book and everything, but it's really the mom. So she told mom. Mom legit beats the crap out of her, like physically punches her, kicks her, like hits her with stuff in the kitchen. Like they are legit brawling in the kitchen. So get the abortion. She heals up. And her best friend Lisa, Amy's best friend Lisa, is like, oh, well, you need to get another man in your life. Like she is like class A hoe. And she said it in the book, ain't me. But she was saying how, she wants to be like a professional girlfriend and, not even, she just wants to go and live her life and move to California too and just sleep around with any and everybody. So she was telling Amy, you just need to go out here and get you a man who's gonna, get you real good, and you just need a man in your life. Amy is like, I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to heal, save my money, and leave because it's crazy at home. So she meets Lisa, introduces her to this boy. She's wrapped up with this boy, and then Joey is left all alone because him and Amy used to hang out all the time. Mom is crazy. Dad isn't home because he's working all the time. So he's like, okay, circus is coming to town. I'm going to run away and join the circus. Just so happens to be Comrade Circus. So, in all things, I'm not going to get even, I gave you way too much, but in all things, Conrad ends up putting two and two together that Joey and Amy are Ellen's children. And it's another part, it's a main part in the book where it's like people go missing. They go to this carnival, and it's not just women, it could be men too, but it's mainly women. They just go missing. And when I say they go missing, they dead. Like they are dead. So that's the part that you have to read, because I really couldn't tell you too much of that. But in all things, the Funhouse ended it ended really, really good. So good that I'm still reading Dean Koontz books. Like now I'm in a Nameless series. And I guess that's like a Kindle type thing. It's short stories. I don't know how many of these short stories he has. I'm on like number 5 or 6. The main character's name is Nameless. That's a whole separate video. But, yeah. You just have to, Dean Koontz is like the bomb. He's up there with James Patterson and Stephen King and all of that. And yes, I know I'm late to the party, but the Funhouse, that Funhouse is good. Good, good, good. It's gory. It's super raw, if that's the first that you've read of Dean Koontz. But the Funhouse is really good. Right now I'm reading The Husband in addition to the Nameless stories, but I have so much. I have The Good Guy that I have to read, Intensity. He has like this Frankenstein type series that he has, something called The Silent Corner. That's another series. And so I have a lot of catching up to do. So if you have read any Dean Koontz books, please give me your input on them, what to read next, because I love any and all suggestions. I will read them. And so, yeah, this is the first one of the evening. Dean Koontz, The Funhouse. Go check it out. This is Felicia with The Book Is Done. I'm out.